Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a genuinely exciting career opportunity that is actively shaping the future of mobility. If you've ever looked at a car, marveled at its sleek aerodynamic curves, and wondered exactly how that idea made it all the way from a sketchpad to the highway, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're exploring a highly specialized role at Future Tech Design Solutions Private Limited. We're going to break down the exact skills you need, what the day-to-day actually looks like, and why this particular position is just a fantastic next step for the right professional. And it's literally like magic, taking a raw mathematical foundational wireframe and turning it into a gorgeous, production-ready car. We are exploring a role that sits right at the intersection of imagination and engineering. If you take on this position, your ultimate quest is transforming those bare-bones concepts into a beautiful physical reality. You are, quite literally, the bridge between the dream and the drive while. Okay, let's dive right into the role itself. The styling engineer, a true master of Autodesk Alias. Now, we're talking about Class A surfaces here. If you're in the automotive industry, you already know what a big deal this is, but it's worth emphasizing because it's at the very core of this job. Class A surfaces are the absolute ultimate standard in automotive styling. We're talking about the highest quality, visible exterior and interior surfaces of a vehicle. When you run your hand along the hood of a luxury car and the reflection of the light is just perfectly uninterrupted, that is a Class A surface. You'll be tasked with developing these, which requires a super delicate balance, nailing that perfect aesthetic continuity while making sure it has exact manufacturing feasibility. Because, it can't just look good, it actually has to be buildable. So what are your key responsibilities and duties? Let's break down what the actual day-to-day creation process looks like. Your journey to bringing a vehicle to life follows a highly structured progression. It kicks off with Step 1, concept modeling. This is where you lay the groundwork in Alias. Then you move into Step 2, detailing, where those broad strokes become sharp, specific features. And finally, you enter Step 3, refinement. This is the rigorous, microscopic tweaking of those surfaces to hit that Class A standard. It's a seriously iterative process that takes immense patience and precision. But hey, you're definitely not doing this in a vacuum. You're basically the linchpin between three major groups. You work with the design teams to ensure their original creative intent is maintained. You collaborate with the engineering teams to ensure high-quality surface continuity. And, crucially, you have to work with the manufacturing teams to guarantee that the aesthetics you've designed are actually feasible on the assembly line. It's a massive balancing act. You're essentially a translator, turning the language of design into the language of manufacturing without losing a single drop of the original vision. All right, do you actually have the skills? Let's go over the eligibility criteria for this pan-India-based role. The absolute baseline here is 4+ years of hands-on experience. Actually, let me clarify. That's not just general 3D modeling. That is 4 years specifically using Alias for automotive styling projects. And they definitely note a strong preference for candidates who have experience in both exterior and interior design work. Beyond just the years on your resume, you need a rock-solid, quantifiable technical toolkit. Strong, proven expertise in Class A surfacing is completely non-negotiable. You need a solid track record in automotive styling projects, along with a really deep knowledge of design processes and manufacturing feasibility. Again, they don't just want someone who can make a pretty picture on a screen, right? You must have a grounded, practical understanding of how digital design translates into a physical, manufactured car. Now, I absolutely love this next requirement. The source material specifically highlights that you must have a good eye for design and proportion. It's not just about mastering the software commands and hotkeys in Alias. You really must possess an innate artistic sensibility. You need a meticulous eye for detailing. You just have to instinctually know when a curve looks right, when the proportions feel balanced, and when a surface reflects light exactly the way it should. And because of all that cross-department coordination we looked at earlier, you've also got to be a real team player. You must thrive in fast-paced, collaborative team environments. The automotive industry moves incredibly fast, for sure. Deadlines are tight and the stakes are super high. You need to be ready to bring your artistic and technical skills into a team setting, check your ego at the door, and work seamlessly with everyone. Let's switch gears for a second. What's the value proposition here? Why should you bring your talents to Future Tech Design Solutions? Joining them offers a really powerful 4-pillar value proposition. First up, innovate. You get to work with cutting-edge design technology at the absolute forefront. Second, collaborate. You'll be surrounded by passionate, talented people who will push you to be better. Third, grow. They heavily emphasize continuous learning, meaning this isn't a dead-end job, it's a launchpad.
And finally, impact. You aren't just designing widgets here. You're directly contributing to the future of mobility. The work you do will literally be driving down the street.
So, how can you apply today and take the wheel? Let's get into the logistics, and keep in mind, joining dates are totally flexible based on your notice period. The process is super straightforward. You can apply directly by sending your credentials, portfolio, and resume right to pranoti.agale@ftdspm.com. Or you can just head over to their website at www.ftdspslm.com to check out what they do and get a feel for their culture before you hit send. So, we'll leave you with this final thought on this exciting career transformation. We've looked at the technical demands, the artistic requirements, and the massive impact this role has on the automotive world. The opportunity is sitting right in front of you. The only question left is, are you ready to bridge the gap between imagination and reality?